Alright, so it's February 8th, and it's been a while since I've done a video. Of course, I haven't worked on a car all that much here recently, but I think the last time I left off, I made the diffusers. So, it's kind of what it looked like. So I've got my curvature on there. And then, so this is the right side, and then the left side is over there. I just haven't had them installed because I ran out of space, or at least I had to make space back there for the diffusers to be put on. I actually was finishing them up one night, tried to push the car back, and the car didn't even fit in the garage, so that was kind of irritating, so I had to take them off. But now, moved the big cabinet out the way, it got space, so I'll put those on probably later on this weekend. At this point, I have now infused my door together to the body. Figured out I'm probably going to go ahead to do the regular gold wing, so I've kind of engineered that now. As you know, I'm not gonna go with the McLaren door hinges on the front, so that's that. So since then, I originally had really done the rear deck lid of the car, got it all trued up and everything, but I was able to kind of see it's on the up close and personal, and saw some dimensions were dead on and some were kind of skewed. So I thought about increasing the height back here or redesigning this area for the air intake. I actually don't need it, to be honest, because this is going to open up and I'm sure I'm going to have plenty of air. And then I'll have air induction here because the glass goes behind there, but it'll still be open, much like a 458. I kind of really like that pattern, so that's going to be done. So I don't need any air in the center. I really don't. But to close it off, like, I don't know, still on the fence. But I did cut out a pattern in case I want to increase the height right here and kind of play with it. But since I did the body work, I'm really not that inclined to kind of waste my materials and redo something. I'm kind of over that. And that's kind of your learning curve too, because every time you learn something, you're like, man, I got to redo. And then that means using more materials. So between Bondo and resin and all that, like I did that on both sides. And I remember instinctively, I probably used a gallon of Bondo on the other side, getting it all blocked out and straight and everything. So really not trying to sacrifice my time in it and materials. But anyway, moving right along. Got to get the center all nice and done. So waiting for that to cure a little bit. I'll get that sanded and straightened out. I got my roof line cool. I had to recut that center because it was like bubbled up. Now it's all nice and even. So I like that. So I'll grind that down and make sure that's all nice and even. And then the next step is to get this rear deck lid cut out. So now I had to figure out, well, where do I want my lines right here? How do I want this incision made and whatnot? So I got a couple of different angles. I don't know if I go up and around, down and under, cut it down to here. I got 3 different options. So I got to stare at this for now a few days, take a picture of it, stare at it some more and whatever. So that way I can figure out how to cut that. And then put my hinges on and get this thing to open up. Aside from that, now that everything else outside is kind of cool in the way I want it to be, I got to start now framing the inside. So taking away pieces from the car, chewing them up, and putting them back on the car or on the frame. So that's kind of where I am now. And I got to tie into this design for this wing. It's kind of basic. I think it needs more curvature or something. I mean, I did put the little curvature at the top right here, and then on the other side of the back I cut it out, but it looks kind of prehistoric to me. Now it's cool because there's a lot of bends and turns and stuff like that on the car, and maybe that kind of humbles it a little bit, but I don't know. Again, you stare at things for a while and then an idea comes up, but you just gotta keep staring at it. So that is the agenda for now. Also remember, I got to put in my gas tank cap too right here. I actually have it. I actually kind of like it, but I got to install that in here. So that's where I am at this point. Hopefully I can get this car done on the outside and even inside, get my interior done, but ready to release all these videos and pictures hopefully in the next like 8 months or something like that. I'm giving myself a lot of time, so I got a lot of things coming up. So I don't have as much time as I used to work on the car, but I do have more of an agenda, so I'm hoping I can get a little bit more efficient with what I do. And that is the latest update.